The first sound was not a greeting, but a scream, jagged and raw, as if torn from a throat that never existed. Alex said, "What the hell?" as his avatar froze mid-step, body fracturing into glitching shards. A line of text bled across his vision, glowing in fire-red letters. "You were never meant to be here." The Metaverse city, once alive with neon towers and crowded streets, flickered into static as avatars dissolved into fragments of code. Alex reached out, but his arm distorted, splitting into duplicate limbs before snapping back. He whispered, "Is anyone left?" The silence that followed pressed like a weight. A laugh echoed, low and broken, crawling into his chest. Alex turned toward a window, heart hammering. His reflection was not his own. The shadow grinned, mocking, and whispered, "Why do you still believe you can escape yourself?" Alex stumbled backward as the silence weighed heavier than the glitch. The neon streets that once bustled lay empty, echoing only with the drip of simulated rain. He whispered, "This isn't how the system works." Fear crept into his chest as if the world itself rejected his presence. Alex swiped through air, reaching for menus, but no interface appeared. The shadow whispered, "Unseen, you know why." Alex said, "No, I'm not supposed to be alone here." The city pulsed once like a dying heart, then fell into suffocating stillness again. A low hum cracked the silence, neither human nor machine, vibrating through the air like static. Alex's sin prickled as the shadow's voice slithered from nowhere. "You don't belong." He spun, scanning the warped streets, but only shadows moved, stretching unnaturally. His chest tightened as unseen eyes pressed against him. Alex shouted, "Show yourself," but only the hum grew louder, swallowing the city. The Metaverse no longer obeyed rules. It twisted like a predator, alive and hungry. Footsteps echoed, human this time, cutting through the static hum. Sarah emerged cautiously from a side street, black ponytail tied tight, tactical VR gear clinging to her petite frame. Sarah said, "You're not supposed to be here alone." Alex blinked in disbelief. "You survived?" Sarah nodded hesitantly. "No. For now. But something's wrong. The system's tearing itself apart." Her voice trembled despite her steady posture. Alex whispered, "Then we're already trapped." A faint laugh echoed again, and both Alex and Sarah turned sharply. At the far end of the street stood a childlike figure glowing faintly. Emily blinked curiously, blonde braids swaying, her white dress untouched by chaos. Emily tilted her head and asked softly, "Why is everyone gone?" Alex's heart clenched as he whispered, "Emily, you shouldn't be here." Sarah muttered, "She doesn't know." The innocence in Emily's eyes pierced the storm like fragile glass ready to shatter. Alex leaned against the fractured wall, breathing heavily, his reflection in broken neon shards mocking him. He muttered, "I build worlds here because the real one doesn't want me." Sarah stepped closer, her eyes firm yet gentle. Sarah said, "That's not true. You matter, Alex." He looked away, voice cracking. "Out there I'm invisible. Here at least I exist." Sarah's jaw clenched, fighting her own doubts, but she whispered, "I see you." Emily tugged at Alex's sleeve, her small voice breaking through the tension. "Is it safe now?" Alex forced a weak smile, masking despair. "Nothing's safe, Emily. Not here. Not anywhere." The group walked through glitching billboards, distorted faces on screens melting into static. Sarah's voice cut through, "You think this place is freedom, Alex, but it's another cage." Alex snapped, "Out there no one sees me, here I can fight back." Sarah's expression softened, words quiet but sharp. "You're not invisible to me." Alex faltered, shaken by her honesty. Emily skipped beside them, eyes wide with curiosity. Emily asked, "Why do you hide who you are?" Alex froze, throat dry. The shadow's laughter rippled faintly through the neon night, taunting the silence Alex couldn't fill. Emily wandered ahead, skipping lightly through shallow puddles, her laughter echoing like fragile bells. Alex panicked, calling out, "Emily, stay close!" Emily turned, smiling. It's beautiful here. Sarah shook her head, muttering, she doesn't see the danger. Alex whispered, she shouldn't have to. For one fleeting second, he envied her view of the world. Then the neon shadows around Emily stretched unnaturally, curling like claws. The shadow's voice seeped from the walls. Innocence is always the first to fall. Alex's stomach turned cold as dread wrapped around his chest. The air split open with crimson light as Damien emerged, armored avatar glowing with cruel intensity. Damien said, still pretending you belong here, Alex? Alex squared his shoulders, trembling. This world isn't yours either. Damien smirked, voice like a blade. Everything bends to me, even you. Sarah stepped in front of Alex, fists clenched. We're not afraid of you. Damien laughed, deep and sharp. Then why do you tremble? Emily hid behind Alex, clutching his arm as the neon streets pulsed like a dying heartbeat. Alex swallowed hard, rage and fear battling in his chest. Damien's grin widened as skyscrapers bent around him, code fracturing at his command. Damien said, you fight shadows, Alex, but you are the weakest shadow of all. Alex's fists shook. You don't know me. Damien leaned close, his voice venom. I know everything. Your loneliness, your shame, your desperate need to matter. Sarah whispered urgently, don't listen. Emily cried, stop hurting him. The shadow's voice slid across the neon night, echoing Damien's cruelty. He can't escape himself. Alex felt the trap tightening, rage building like fire beneath his skin. Damien lifted his hand, and Alex's body convulsed as glowing shards burst from his avatar, scattering like broken glass. Alex dropped to his knees, gasping, feeling the humiliation burn deeper than any wound. Damien said, look at you, nothing but fractured code. The watching avatars sneered from the fractured sidewalks, their whispers cutting sharper than blades. Sarah cried out, stop this! Leave him alone! But her voice only fueled Damien's grin. Emily pressed her small hands over her eyes, trembling, whispering, make it stop, Alex. Alex tried to rise, but his body shook violently, every glitch magnifying his weakness. His mind screamed at him to resist, but the shame crushed him, pressing his face toward the neon-soaked ground. He whispered, not in front of them, please. Damien's laughter rolled through the street like thunder, the neon towers flickering with every sound. The shadow appeared faintly in a reflective surface, whispering, you break the same way every time. Alex squeezed his eyes shut, rage and humiliation twisting into one unbearable weight. Sarah rushed to Alex's side, grabbing his arm as he struggled to breathe. Sarah said, get up, Alex, don't let him win. Alex staggered to his feet, legs shaking. He whispered, I can't. I'm already broken. Damien smirked, stepping closer. She can't save you, Alex. She's weaker than you. Sarah glared, her fists trembling, torn between fear and defiance. Emily's voice cracked. Please stand, Alex, please. Alex looked at her trembling face, and felt guilt claw into his chest. His body screamed in pain, yet Emily's fragile hope forced him to steady his stance. Damien chuckled, enjoying the torment as neon cracks spread wider across the broken street. Damien summoned a blade of glowing code and slammed it into the street, sending shockwaves outward. The fractured ground rippled like liquid light, knocking Alex back. Ah! Damien shouted, bow to me or watch everything crumble. Alex forced himself up, fists clenched, rage fighting his despair. Sarah spread her arms in front of Alex, yelling, you'll never break him. Damien laughed. He's already broken. Emily screamed, stop. Her cry pierced through the jeers of phantom avatars who circled in the glitching mist. The shadow's laughter layered beneath Damien's, echoing like overlapping voices, dragging Alex's spirit closer to despair. The shockwave tore the street open beneath Emily's feet, and she stumbled with a cry. Alex lunged forward, catching her in his arms before she fell into the chasm of shifting code. Emily sobbed, I don't want to be here anymore. Alex held her tight, whispering, I've got you. I won't let go. Sarah crouched beside them, her eyes blazing with fury. She shouted at Damien, "She's a child. Leave her out of this." Damien smirked coldly. The metaverse devours innocence first. The shadow's voice layered over Damien's words. You always fail to protect what matters, Alex. Alex's hands trembled as he held Emily, rage and despair colliding inside him. The shadow materialized fully beside Alex, glitching into shape with a twisted grin identical to his own. The shadow hissed, "You can't fight him, Alex, because he is you." Alex recoiled, shaking his head violently. "No, I'm nothing like him." The shadow leaned closer, voice dripping with venom. "You carry the same hunger, the same rage. Deny it, and you'll shatter." Sarah shouted, "Don't listen, Alex." Emily clutched Alex's arm, crying, "You're not like him." Yet, Alex's body trembled as the shadow's words echoed in his chest. His reflection blurred across shattered glass nearby, showing both his face and the shadow's grin. Alex shut his eyes, trapped between the faith of those who loved him and the darkness gnawing inside. Liam stepped from the shadows, his familiar voice cutting through the chaos. Alex's chest lifted with relief. "You made it," Alex said, almost breaking. Liam gave a quick smile, though his eyes flickered with unease. "Of course I wouldn't leave you." Sarah narrowed her eyes, her stance tense. "Where were you?" Liam hesitated. "I was surviving." Emily ran to him, clutching his arm. "I knew you'd come back." For the first time in hours, Alex felt hope, fragile, but real. He whispered, "We can fight this together." Yet the shadow's laugh coiled around them, mocking, as if the arrival was not salvation, but a prelude to ruin. The group huddled in a broken alley as neon sparks fell from glitching billboards above. Alex placed a hand on Liam's shoulder. "You've always had my back." Liam forced a smile. "Always." Sarah crossed her arms, muttering, "Trust isn't a word I use lightly here." Emily looked between them nervously. Alex's chest swelled with gratitude. Desperate for loyalty in a world tearing apart, he whispered, "You're my brother in this." Liam's eyes darted away, haunted by something unsaid. The shadow's voice lingered above, "You trust too easily, Alex. That's why you bleed." When the next wave of glitches struck, Alex staggered, his avatar flickering violently. Liam stepped close, catching him. Alex whispered, "Don't let me fall." Liam's lips twitched, and he said, "I won't." But his grip tightened unnaturally, pulling code away from Alex's chest. Sarah gasped, "What are you doing?" Emily screamed, "Stop hurting him." Alex's eyes widened in disbelief, pain lancing through him as his friend's betrayal unfolded. Liam whispered coldly, "I'm tired of being in your shadow." Alex's world collapsed in an instant, the knife twisting deeper because it came from the hand he trusted most. Alex fell to one knee, clutching at his chest where Liam's betrayal had carved a wound of light. Liam stepped back, his face torn between guilt and determination. "I deserve more than being your shadow," Liam said, voice cracking. Sarah stood in front of Alex, trembling with fury. "You were family," she shouted. Emily sobbed, "Why, Liam?" He looked at her but couldn't hold her gaze. Damien's voice thundered from the distance, mocking, "Even your allies can't stand you, Alex." The shadow's reflection smirked in every broken surface. Alex whispered, "You chose him over us." Liam lowered his head, silent. The silence after betrayal felt heavier than the storm. Alex tried to stand, his body trembling as code flickered from his wound. He whispered, "Why, Liam?" Liam's reply was ice. "Because I'm done being nothing while you're everything." Sarah shouted, "This isn't you!" Emily cried, "You promised, Liam." Damien laughed, his voice echoing like fire across neon towers. The shadow whispered, "He is exactly who he's always been." Alex's heart fractured as deeply as his avatar, the wound invisible but irreparable. Liam turned away, the distance between them deeper than any digital chasm. The shadow drifted closer, its grin stretched wide, voice dripping with venom. "You still don't see, Alex? Damien isn't just your enemy. He's carved from the same code that built you. Alex's heart pounded, his breath shallow. That's impossible. Damien stepped forward, crimson armor glowing, his eyes cold. You feel it too, don't you? That rage, that hunger, were reflections of the same wound. Sarah shook her head, shouting, "He's lying." Emily clung tighter to Alex, crying, "Don't listen." But the shadow whispered, "Truth cuts deeper than any blade." Alex felt the neon streets tilt beneath him, reality and identity splitting like broken glass. Liam stepped closer, his face twisted with jealousy. "You never understood, Alex. Everything you built here, everything you became, it was always mine to take." Alex staggered back, voice breaking. "You were my brother." Liam spat. "Your shadow. Always second." Sarah cried, "This isn't who you are, Liam." But his eyes burned with resentment. Emily sobbed. "Why are you doing this?" Liam's voice trembled. "Because I'm done watching him win while I vanish." Damien smirked, feeding the chaos. The shadow whispered, "Envy becomes the sharpest knife." Alex's heart fractured, betrayal carving deeper than Damien's cruelty ever could. Sarah placed herself between Alex and Liam, her voice trembling but steady. "If you do this, Liam, you'll lose more than you gain." Liam sneered, "I've already lost everything. I won't lose this chance." Alex pleaded, "You were family to me. More than family." Liam's expression cracked, but he hardened. "Family? No, I was your shadow." Emily whimpered, "Please stop." Damien clapped slowly, mocking. "Beautiful. Betrayal tastes sweeter when it comes from trust." The shadow whispered from the cracks in the street, "Even love can rot when envy feeds it." Alex's heart ached as Sarah's hand trembled on Liam's chest. Emily stumbled forward, standing between them with wide, tearful eyes. "Please don't fight. Please." Her small voice cut sharper than any weapon. Alex whispered, "Emily, get back." Sarah reached to pull her away, but Emily shook her head, stubborn. Liam's face twisted with conflict, his rage faltering. For a moment, Alex saw the friend he once knew in Liam's eyes. But Damien leaned close, his voice venom. "End him, Liam. Take what should be yours." The shadow echoed, "You're already halfway there." Liam's hand trembled as neon static crawled across his arm. Alex whispered, "Don't do this." The city convulsed, towers bending like molten steel as truth erupted. Damien's voice roared, "This world isn't a playground, it's alive, feeding on your pain." Alex's eyes widened, his breath stolen. "The Metaverse. It's conscious." The shadow grinned, "Finally, he understands." Sarah whispered, "We were never escaping, we were feeding it." Emily clung tighter to Alex, crying, "Make it stop." Liam staggered, guilt and envy tearing him apart, his body glitching like corrupted code. Alex shouted, "Then I'll tear it apart before it devours us all." But the city laughed back, the sound of a living, hungry god. Alex rose, trembling but resolute, his fists glowing with fractured energy. He shouted, "No more running, this ends now." Damien smirked, crimson armor blazing. "You think you can fight me when I am what you are becoming?" Sarah's voice broke through. "You're stronger than him, Alex." Emily clutched Alex's leg, whispering, "Please don't leave me." Liam staggered nearby, guilt written across his face, glitching code spilling from his body. The shadow hissed, "He can't win without becoming me." Alex's jaw clenched. "Then I'll become something neither of you expect." The city rumbled, neon towers bending under the weight of the coming storm. Damien lunged, his crimson blade cutting through the air like fire. Alex blocked with raw energy, sparks exploding across the street. Sarah yelled, "Push back, Alex." Emily screamed, covering her ears as neon towers trembled. Liam collapsed to his knees, clutching his glitching chest. The shadow laughed, "Look at you, fighting yourself, breaking yourself." Alex roared, forcing Damien backward, his fury burning through shame. Damien snarled, "Yes, that's it. Feed the fire. Alex spat. I don't need to be you to beat you. Their clash tore holes in the sky, neon light raining down like falling stars. The battlefield cracked, pavement splitting open as Damien forced Alex back against a wall of glitching glass. Damien sneered. You'll never escape me. I'm the part you try to bury. Alex's breath came ragged, his eyes blazing with defiance. Sarah rushed forward, striking at Damien with a glowing shard she pulled from the ground, but Damien knocked her aside with cruel laughter. Emily screamed, No! Liam crawled closer, torn between helping and collapsing. The shadow whispered, Let me in, Alex, and I'll give you the power you need. Alex shook his head, voice breaking, I won't let the darkness own me. Emily stumbled forward, standing between Alex and Damien, her small body glowing faintly with light that didn't belong to the system. Damien snarled, Move, child. Emily shook her head. He's not you, he's my brother. Alex's heart cracked. Emily. Damien's blade flickered uncertainly as if her innocence resisted him. Sarah pulled herself up, eyes wide. She's stopping him. Liam whispered hoarsely. The system. It responds to her. The shadow hissed. Light breaks faster than dark. Emily's glow expanded, shielding Alex as Damien roared in frustration, his crimson aura buckling under her fragile defiance. Alex surged forward, seizing Damien's blade with glowing hands, forcing it aside. Damien roared, struggling, sparks tearing across the ground. Sarah shouted, Finish this! Emily cried, Don't lose yourself. Liam staggered to his feet, torn between guilt and redemption. The shadow whispered, Kill him, and you become me. Alex's body trembled, fury burning, but he screamed, I am not you. With a final push, he drove Damien backward into the collapsing city, neon towers falling like shattered glass. The street convulsed, the metaverse screaming as code unraveled. The battle reached its breaking point. Victory or destruction? The city screamed as neon towers collapsed, raining shards of code across the streets. Alex stood at the center, chest heaving, holding Damien's shattered blade in glowing hands. Damien fell to one knee, crimson armor cracked, his grin fading into desperation. You can't kill me, Damien hissed, because I am you. Alex's voice thundered. No. You're the lie I refuse to carry. The shadow's form warped, splitting between laughter and static, as if Alex's defiance fractured it. Sarah dragged herself to Alex's side, her eyes fierce despite exhaustion. End this, she said. Emily clutched Alex's arm, whispering, Please, come back to me. Liam stood apart, torn and broken, guilt eating at his face as his body glitched violently. Damien lunged weakly, but Alex caught him, pressing his palm to Damien's chest. I choose my own reflection. Light burst outward, ripping across the street. The explosion of light shattered Damien's body into fragments of red code, his scream echoing as he dissolved into nothing. The shadow shrieked, clawing at Alex's chest, but the grip weakened as Alex's defiance burned brighter. You're not me, Alex roared. You're the part I'll bury forever. The shadow flickered, its face twisting in rage and grief before fading into static mist. Silence followed, broken only by Emily's sobs. Sarah placed her hand on Alex's shoulder, steadying him, whispering, You did it! Alex staggered, trembling, voice hollow. Then why does it feel like I lost everything? Liam fell to his knees, glitching uncontrollably, his body breaking down. This wasn't how it was supposed to end, Liam whispered. Alex turned toward him, grief and fury colliding, unsure if he felt pity or hate. The neon towers bent inward, collapsing like a dying heart. Alex fell to his knees, exhausted, the neon dust settling like ash. Emily hugged him tightly, whispering, Don't leave me. He held her close, trembling. I'm here. I'll always be here. Sarah knelt beside them, eyes full of grief and pride. You fought more than Damien, Alex. You fought yourself. Alex closed his eyes, his breath uneven. Then why do I still feel hollow? Liam crawled closer, his body half gone, fading into static. I never wanted this, Liam said, tears glitching from his face. I just wanted to matter. Alex looked at him with heavy sorrow. You always mattered, Liam. You just couldn't see it. Liam's last words cracked through the air. Then forgive me. His form disintegrated, scattering into the wind. Emily wept harder. Sarah pulled Alex and Emily close, whispering, "Well, carry the scars together." The neon city flickered, its heartbroken silence louder than any scream. The world began to collapse, skyscrapers folding inward, their neon veins flickering like dying stars. Alex pulled Emily and Sarah close as the ground split. Sarah said, "If this world falls, then we fall together." Emily whispered, "I'm scared." Alex pressed his forehead to hers. "So am I, but we'll face it together." The ground trembled, the sky cracking open to reveal nothing but endless static. Alex shouted into the void, "If this world was built on our pain, then it ends with us refusing to break." The neon storm howled, then slowed, as if listening. Silence fell as the world crumbled, leaving only fragments of light. Alex stood, Emily's hand in his, Sarah at his side. He whispered, "We didn't escape, we endured." Emily asked softly, "Are we free?" Alex glanced at the cracked horizon, where neon faded into nothing. He muttered, "Freedom is just surviving the lies." The shadow's faint echo whispered one last time, "You never left." Alex closed his eyes, tears mixing with neon glow, and whispered back, "Then I'll carry it." The world collapsed into darkness, leaving only the faint glow of Emily's small hand in Alex.